So, what I wanted to talk about this time is how I started drawing again after about 15 years of stopping. And as an animator, that's crazy, right? Like an animator should be drawing all the time, should be good at drawing. And I wasn't very good anymore, so that's why I started again. But I ran into a problem almost immediately, which is that I could not finish anything to save my life. I would obsess over details. I would do things again and again and again. Because in my head, I built up this image that I had to be as good as the other people, as good as other animators that I would see, as good as people I would see on Instagram all over the place. And if I didn't match those, then I wasn't good. And I had to be perfect. That need to be perfect is what completely killed any progress I was making. I would start drawing and get to a decent point, and then I would notice a mistake, and I would just start all over again, abandoning what I had done so far. I would do the same drawing sometimes 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Like, it's crazy. I was just getting stuck. I wasn't making progress because I was too fixated on the result, the outcome. But recently, what I did is I changed something, and it completely changed the way I approach my drawing now, and I'm going to share it with everybody because I think it will really, really help. So as I've mentioned before, I work in visual effects, and I'm an animator in visual effects. That's why I'm drawing. It's a very normal thing for animators to draw. But the solution for my, perfectionist problem came from something I'd already learned in animation that I just wasn't applying. And when I first started in the industry, I had this, big dumb ego. I thought I was great because I just finished university, got good grades, whatever, it doesn't matter anymore. I would present my work and I would get notes. And I'm like, what is happening? Like, I thought I was good at this. I thought you hired me because I'm good at animation. But they would want versions and versions and versions. I've heard of people doing upwards of, I think, like 809 versions. I think it was Jurassic Park. An animator had about 900 versions, and that was the most ever recorded at that studio, which is crazy to think about. I have not done that many, thankfully. And basically what I had to do was I had to see each version as its own complete piece with a beginning, a middle, and end. The end is important. The end is where you define that I am done with this thing and I'm never going to touch it again, because that's good enough by itself. It's not the correct version for the broader picture of things, but that version is good. It's fine. It's done. You need to release it at that point. So what I would say to myself is begin, complete, release. So that's the phrase that I applied to getting things done that really helped me. And that's now what I apply to my drawing. If I'm struggling to start because I'm worried it's not going to be perfect, I'll just say begin. And immediately, it's hard at first, but immediately I will just start drawing. And, something will come out and I'll complete it and I'll say, okay, that's what that is. And then I'll release it. So that's what I want all of you guys to try who are struggling with this, is just begin, complete, and release. The release is the hardest part, but it is most important is just to let go. And what I would tell you as somebody who has been working in the creative field for a very long time now is you will never get true perfection. Perfection doesn't exist. All creativity is just iterations of things. The art you create is built on the foundation that you've laid in prior projects. And our goal isn't to get it perfect, it's just to keep it moving. What you really need to know when you finish a piece of creative work is that it's done. Whether you love it or not, it's done. It's over. It exists in that time, in that moment, and you don't need to touch it again. You need to take the lessons to feed the next thing. And by not moving on to realize the next one, you're doing yourself and your art or your passion or whatever you're doing it a disservice. And I'm going to read a quote from a book, which I like, this one here. Give me a sec. Find the page. While the artist's goal is greatness, it's also to move forward. In service to the next project, we finish the current one. In service to the current project, we finish it so it can be set free into the world. Sharing art is the price of making it. Exposing your vulnerability is the fee. So now whenever I catch myself overworking something or spending too long trying to perfect something, I just ask myself one question. Have I learned something? And the answer is almost always yes, because you can't do a creative pursuit without learning something every time you try, right? Because You're going to make mistakes, and you'll come back and you won't be making those mistakes again. You just remember. So I move on. That's releasing. Releasing's the hardest stage, but I've begun, I've completed it, and I release. And with releasing comes learning. But you need to commit to the thing you started and just finish it. You learn so much in just finishing a goal. It might not be perfect, but nothing is. And you have to ask yourself, like, what's worse? Something imperfect or something that you never even gave the opportunity to exist in the first place? And perfection is just the thing you initially chase. It's like the carrot on the stick, right? You'll never get there. It's like you just do your best. Do your best work, try your hardest, but know that you'll never reach perfection, because that's not what the goal is. Because if you spend enough time doing this, you realize that perfection isn't actually what you want. Your goal is just to like be at an end where you're always learning. It's kind of like a great movie or a great video game, a story that you live in with the characters that you don't want to end, because you've loved that experience so much. And that's kind of what I think creativity and learning creativity is like along the way. It's like living in one of those books or movies or video games, except this one doesn't end. I mean, it'll end when I'm dead, or like when I can't draw anymore. Hopefully that's a while away, because I like it how it is right now. But you're not here to finish this, you're here to enjoy it as it goes. Same with all things in life. And I don't feel great when I finish working on, a big movie, or by the end of it, I'm actually I'm kind of sick of the movies and the shots and the versions. I don't want to hear about it anymore. I just want to move on to the next one, because I just enjoy the process of doing it so much. And if people like it, they like it. If they go see the movie, they go see the movie. It doesn't matter to me at that point anymore. Because really, I just want to move on to the next thing, because I enjoy the process more than the finishing of the thing. Begin, complete, release, and try and forget about the ego. That's all.